talking about entrepreneurs here on Kopitiam Ekonomi, about who they are, about what they do, about why they're important. So you finally made that decision. You're going to pursue your great idea and build something new. You're quitting your job and setting off down that road less traveled. Now, anyone starting off with a new venture is going to need some serious cash money to get your business off the ground, to rent office space, to buy computers, to pay people. Now, there are many ways to get this money. Personal savings, bootstrapping, bank loans, government grants, or you could find yourself some venture capital. What is venture capital? Well, it's the money invested in high-risk startups by venture capitalists with the aim of making outsized returns. It is a very important source of funding for startups that do not have access to capital markets. So how does venture capital work? It's simple. There are individuals and companies out there whose business is all about providing large quantities of money to help businesses either start up or grow. They do this in exchange for a certain equity, thereby tying in their fortunes with that of their professional clients. They invest in new or unproven enterprises. They take risks that banks and governments often would not, so much so that it makes venture capital a fascinating business prospect in itself. But more than that, it is an absolutely crucial element to any successful economy by creating jobs, by retaining talent, by creating competition, by maintaining cash flows. How then does venture capital work? So there is this reality TV show in the UK called The Dragon's Den, which has actually been adapted for our Malaysian screens as Make the Pitch. Now, this, in my opinion, is one of the finest portrayals of the entrepreneur-VC relationship. 60 minutes that perfectly encapsulates the love and the hate, the niggling negotiations, the philosophies and the ideologies of both the individuals and the process.
Sorry, a little bit nervous. I need £1 million to make a Christmas special of the popular TV show Extras, starring me.
I'm out.
Ricky, what's stopping somebody else coming along to try and do the same as you?
Tell me about it.
Venture capitalists are looking for more than just a great idea. They're looking for a solid business plan. They're looking for a sound valuation of the company. And they're looking at the individual. They're assessing personal ability and ambition and passion, all of those intangible qualities that can't be found on an everyday loan application. They want to know about you as much as they do about your business.
Before we start off looking at the business per se, we obviously have the business plan. But for me, the business plan is only as solid as the entrepreneur that wants to drive the business. So the business plan is probably a part of it, but I think the major part of it is what we are looking for is actually the people that run it. And that we feel that is the hardest part in Malaysia, especially a lot of the entrepreneurs out there. When I see them, when I meet them, somehow they don't have that right passion to go through the business.
A lot of what we do at Cradle, we take a holistic approach. So just by offering funding alone is insufficient, we feel that. So we need to package it with additional value-added services, which is free of charge, of course, to our recipients, so that they can build a successful business. But we also realize that giving them funding, whilst it's great, it's insufficient to help this company to become successful. So we've packaged around the investment value-added services, things like the business advisory services that we offer, teaching the entrepreneurs how to formulate strategies and implement those strategies. We have a Coach and Grow program which helps startups at various levels, whether it's at early stage or even all the way up to pre-IPO, to grow to the next level.
Now, what then are some of the things you should keep in mind when taking VC money?
Knowing what you need, how much you need to grow, because you don't want to be asking too much. You have to give up too much as well. Can you meet the goals that or the expectations that will be set upon in the terms of your agreement with whoever that's going to be investing in you?
Different investors would impose different milestones or different things that you need to meet, and then there are repercussions if you don't meet them. So a VC might, if you don't meet their milestones, they might claw back what they don't own, they can actually claw back into your own shares, and that you need to be aware of these things. And obviously, if an uncle, then you obviously probably burning bridges, I guess, if you're unable to pay him back or you don't hit the milestones and things like that. So different relationships, different investors have different different requirements.
Something to think about is, can you live up to the expectation?
Instagram being bought worth by $1 billion, you got Facebook listed for a couple of $1 billion. So everybody has a perception. Everybody think that you can just create a simple system, and within 3 years you are a multi-billionaire. And that's the kind of evaluation that they come to us with. Every time when we interview them, the first thing they're going to say, look, if you want a piece of my company, you have to put a couple of million inside there. And it's like, look, you haven't even started any business yet. Just everything is just in a piece of paper. And then they say, oh, what's the exit? The exit is in 3 years' time, you're going to be like Instagram, but maybe just 10% of it. Instead of 1 billion, we're going to be worth $100 million. So everybody that comes in have that perception. They think, business is something that is so easy to make money.
Now, I bet you're wondering how and why venture capitalists are different from all those other sources of money, like bank loans and government grants. Well, venture capitalists do more than just provide cash. They bring managerial and technical expertise to the companies they invest in. They bring experience. They open up their Rolodex. They find multiple ways to be helpful, to promote the company's varied agendas. They are minority shareholders who act as advisors to the brilliant innovators and entrepreneurs, to the individuals whose ideas will create these new markets or even transform existing ones.
Getting a bank loan, obviously, if you can afford it, if you have track record, it's not easy getting a bank loan, especially in our traditional banking.
Especially in the early stage.
Early stage like that.
Startup.
No track record at all. It's going to be tough. So you're going to be looking at giving up some equity. Now, if you're going to give up some equity for money, you need to look out for what we call smart money, right? So smart money is where it's not just money. This person or this company or this group is able to bring something more than just money to the table. So it's either connections, it's either network or experience, right? They've done this before, but maybe in a different vertical, right? May not be in the same vertical as you. Whatever it is, it's got to be more than just money.
At the end of the day, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk. And you have to be prepared for the risk. You have to give up a lot of things.
Because when you do well, they do well. When you make money, they make money. It's in their every interest to see you succeed. The venture capitalist-entrepreneur relationship is a symbiosis that is so essential to modern business and economics.
Every entrepreneur, every entrepreneur want to be, I think the most important advice is actually to quit your job and go and do it. Don't say I want to do it part-time. Don't say I want to work on this half-heartedly. Or don't say I want to wait until the sales, grow to a certain level before I come out and do it. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to take the risk and you have to come out, quit your job and do it.